So what makes people successful? That's the thing everybody likes to know. You see successful people, you see this guy with a lot of money and status and this and this. And you want to know like how did this guy get there? And I'm not going to lie to you, there are a million things that can make people successful. There's like, the country you were born, your luck, your intelligence, like so many things. But I noticed that there are too many things that actually make people successful. And those are work ethic and mindset. That's what I noticed from majority of successful people I've seen and studied. They usually have fantastic work ethic and a fantastic mindset. So let's first talk about work ethic. Work ethic basically is these guys are just able to like grind their life away. You probably know Elon Musk, everybody knows Elon Musk. At the beginning days when he was like trying to get his business successful and stuff, the first company he started, I can't remember the name, Zip2 or something like that. He said he literally went and rented an office, him and his brother. They rented this small office because they were too broke to like afford an apartment, so they just rented an office because it was cheaper. And Elon Musk slept on the couch every day, like for months at a time, if not even years. And like in the day, their little website was up, and in the night they were just coding every single day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, maybe not 24 hours, but every single day, just grinding. That kind of thing, like why, if imagine anybody with that type of mindset, it's like, why won't you be successful? Why would you not be successful if you are literally doing, and even Tesla too, and this this story I just told you, that was like the beginning days. So later along the journey, it started Tesla and stuff, and there was a time that things was really going tough, and there was still this period again, he slept on the factory floor, like he just lived in the factory, he didn't even go home and stuff. And mind you, all this, wow, this guy was like a millionaire. It's not like now he's a multi-billionaire. I think he's like 200 and something billion dollars now, but then maybe it was like 20-30 million, something like that. So he had a lot of money, he could literally just decide to go and live in a mansion or something. But this guy literally chose to sleep on the factory floor. He chose to like sleep on the factory floor and live in the factory for months or even years. That type of work ethic, why would you not be successful? This thing Alex Hormozi always says, like to become successful, it's not like it's just 1x the work you have to do or 2x the work. It's usually like 20x, 30x. There's this story Alex Hormozi likes to say, like at the beginning days of his business and stuff, I think he wanted to advertise for like his gym or something. So he went to meet his mentor also, and his mentor told him to like go and put out flyers. So he went and he printed 300 flyers, and I think within the space of a month he's like spread out the 300. And he came back and he was like, oh, this thing did not work. And his mentor was like, how many did you put out? And he was like, 300. And his mentor looked at him, 300, and he laughed. And Alex Hormozi was like, yeah, 300, like that's quite a lot. Then his mentor said they test with 5,000, not just 300. They test with 5,000, just test. And when they now find the thing that actually works, they put out about 10,000 a day. Maybe the numbers I'm saying might not be 100% accurate, but if you have watched any of Alex Hormozi's videos, you have probably heard him say that. But that's the point I'm just trying to make. To become successful, like it's not just 1 or 2 or 5. It's like 20, 30, 40. There was no see this podcast again. I watched Alex Hormozi. And if you notice recently, Alex Hormozi has really like been popping off on social media and stuff. And the person interviewing him was asking him like, how many pieces of content do you put out a week? And he said about 300. He put out about 300 pieces of content a week on like all social media platforms. The point I'm just trying to make is, if you are putting out 300 videos every single week, why would you not be successful? Like there is no logical reason. There's no reason why you will not be successful. Those are just a few examples, but to get to that top 20, like to just become successful, to really have it, is like you can't really get there by being balanced. Like if you're trying to live a balanced life, trying to work, like you can't really get there. You have to go all in. You have to be very extreme. You have to be crazy. You have to put in like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times the effort to actually get the success you want. And also, you cannot be slacking, you cannot be procrastinating. And that's something, these are things I battle with as well. I'm not like perfect and I work 20 hours a day. Like I still battle with procrastination, I battle with slacking, and like just slacking off, wasting time and stuff. But the things that these are the things that are not going to make us successful. All these procrastination, like you have work to do, but you just choose not to do it. You choose to do the easier thing instead, to go and play a game or watch videos or watch movies or jerk off, or it's like something that is not going to help you. Like if you are doing that, you cannot become successful. Your work ethic has to be on point. Your work ethic has to be top tier. And the next thing about successful people that I really like is their mindset. There's this famous quote, it's not really that famous, but this quote that Luke Belman likes to say a lot: broke is a condition of the mind. Broke is a condition of the mind. Most people, like another thing I'll just say now is, you see people that work hard, because somebody that works like menial job, somebody that works in the factory, somebody that works manual labor and stuff, you cannot say that that type of person is not, hardworking. Somebody that does bricklaying, somebody that is like a taxi driver, somebody that is a construction worker, all those type of guys, you can't say like they are not working hard. Those guys, they work like 12 hours a day, literally, and not even like mind work, literal physical labor. They carry blocks, they carry stuff. Those guys are working hard. But most of them, their mindset is bad, because many of them, they just believe that, it's not possible for me to become rich. And even though they have this crazy work ethic, because like they really use it to do their work, to like clear the grass or mold the block or whatever they do, they don't have the mindset to follow that work ethic. Because if they can, assuming they have a very, very fantastic mindset and they combine it with the work ethic, they are going to like explode exponentially. But many of these people, they have this mindset that money is hard, money is not for me. I'm from Nigeria, so I can't make money, I'm going to be broke. I didn't come from a rich family, I don't know anything, I'm too old. Like, just all these limiting beliefs, all these like stupid mindsets are not really going to help them. Look at majority of successful people, their mindset is crazy. Like, them, as long as there's a 1% chance this thing can happen, they are going to take action on it. Even Elon Musk, he said it around the time he started Tesla, that was like the worst time to start like any company at all, because it was like, I think it was the 2008 economic crash or something like that. Literally in a recession, this guy started the company, and it was like the worst time. Everything falling apart, nothing is working out, like everything just collapsing. Even when he did, I think, SpaceX or so, like, you see all these guys, even though everything is falling apart, even though everything is not working, like, they just persist, they just keep going, because they have this good mindsets that if there's a 1% chance that this can actually like become something, they take that chance, they do it anyways. And they believe that becoming successful is possible. They believe they can actually be rich. They believe they can actually make a lot of money. They are not just like, money is not for me, I wasn't born in a rich family, I'm going to be broke forever. That's the thing I noticed with, rich people, successful people. They usually have fantastic work ethic, and they have fantastic mindsets. And these are things myself, I'm personally trying to work on myself. Anytime I make these videos, I don't want it to come across as if I have like everything figured out, I'm like a big professional. I'm trying to learn these things as well. Right now, I even notice that I tell you that these are things I learned from people, not like these are things I did. So until I get to that point, I can tell you these are things I did. I'm going to keep telling you things I learned from people. I feel like we really need to like step up our game and become successful. There was still this Andrew Tate's video I watched yesterday, and he bought some supercar again, I think Koenigsegg Agera. So he bought this supercar and he was like specking it out, customizing it to his own taste and stuff. And as usual, he likes to like insult you but motivate you at the same time. But what he kind of said, even though everybody likes to call him a misogynist and he likes to smoke cigar and stuff, if you actually look at the main core thing of his message, it actually makes sense. It was like, he's here buying this, customizing this $5 million, $2 million supercar, whatever, however much he bought it. And majority of the population in their entire life are never ever going to have that experience. And how sad is that? It was also like his day-to-day life, he drives fancy cars and goes to fancy places and enters like private jet and stuff. Majority of people in their entire life, their entire generation, is never ever going to experience something like that. I know being successful and stuff is not just about materialistic stuff and money and stuff. Me personally, I'm not even really like a guy that likes fancy watches and stuff. Personally, I just like simple things. But that's something you should actually kind of sit down to think about. Something you should actually kind of get pissed at. Think about it. Your grandfather probably never had a life like that. Your great-grandfather probably never had a life like that. Your father probably never had a life like that. Your older uncles or older siblings or whatever never had a life like that. And you will probably never have a life like that. And how sad is that somebody's everyday to-day life, you are never even going to experience just like a taste of it for like a day. Like I said before, I'm not like a materialistic person, but I think that that's something you should kind of get offended by, something you should get pissed off at, that I really want to become successful. Even if I'm not going to buy the fancy watch and the private jet and stuff, at least I want to reach the point where I have the option to, like, if I want to, I can buy, but I choose not to. I choose to use my money for something different. Like me, I don't really care about that stuff. So what makes people successful? A lot of things make them successful, but the two main things I've noticed: work ethic and mindsets.